This project is part of your March subscription box if you get the kit version. We also did a video on the necklace. This video is going to focus on the earrings here, which I made to complement the necklace. If you're loving the necklace, you can pull some of these other components here to do earrings, but if you want something a little different, not quite as large as the components here, this is my suggestion on what to wear with your necklace that will still match and pull in the same elements, but be a little bit more demure. For this earring, I'm going to mimic the style of this component here in this necklace a little bit here, but I'm going to make it smaller so that you have a choice of a earring that matches or looks nice with this necklace. But if you don't want to make one of these components and make them into an earring, because that can be kind of big for some people, if you want another option, then I've got this guy here for you, and that's what we're going to do in this video. So this is the whole necklace here, and you can watch the video for this. We'll link that below if you want to see that. That's a center there. And like I said, if you want to make that necklace and have some earrings that go along with it, you can just make one of those components for the earring. But if you want something a little bit different, I'm going to make something that's got the same sort of feel and look, but just smaller. So to start this out, we're going to use some IrisDuos. And we're going to start it out like the component in the necklace, and we're going to pick up 5 IrisDuos. And you want to, if you haven't seen that other project, that other video, you want to pick them up so that they're all oriented the same way. So you've got these sort of rounded tops up. You can see there's a flat side and a rounded side. So the rounded side's up, and we're going to go through the same hole on all of them. And once you've got those 5, we're going to pull this into a little circle and take our thread here, tie a little knot, and I'm going to tie a little knot again here, just a little simple overhand knot, and that'll pull them all into a circle, which will make them look like a little flower or a star. And I have a little bit of thread here at the end, but you don't need very much. Pass through 1 or 2 of your IrisDuos, and you should have something like this. Little star here with the rounded sides facing up. So now as I'm looking at my IrisDuo here, I'm coming out that hole that's closest to the center of my design. And I'm going to now go through that outside hole, the hole that we haven't used yet. My thread is facing upward here, the way that I have this sitting. If I turn it here, you can see it's actually facing out to the left. And now what I'm going to do is pick up a pearl to go in between all of these IrisDuos. So I'm picking up just one of my pearls, and I'm using the 4mm. And then I'm going through that hole, the same hole in the next IrisDuo. So as I pull that, it'll just settle that pearl right between the IrisDuos. And I'm going to do this all the way around. Picking up one pearl and just going through the next IrisDuo here until the end, till I've added 5 pearls. Now what I like to do is go through this one more time just to kind of pull everything together. And it will sort of push that center up. So you can see my finished one here. The center of the IrisDuos here, where I first cinch them all together, that will start to pop up as you go around the outside again here. And as you pull things tighter, you'll start to notice that it goes from being flat to being a little bit more rounded, like a little hill almost. And you've got the center here of your IrisDuos kind of popping up. So go around here once, twice again to just get this nice and pulled together. And then we're going to start adding some seed beads to embellish it and to add a little bit more design.
How are hundreds of jewelry makers saving huge each month on premium jewelry making kits? With the PotomacBeads kit subscription, you'll receive 3 brand new kits every month for as little as $49.99. That gives you a savings of up to $70 per box on retail prices. And you get free shipping. And there's no long-term commitment. You can cancel at any time. Subscribe today and enjoy top quality kits and massive savings. Visit PotomacBeads.com/kit subscribe today, or click on the link in the description below.
This next step, I'm going to start with my thread coming out of one of my pearls. And I'm going to pick up 6 of my 15-ohs and skip over the IrisDuo and go through the next pearl. And we're going to repeat this the whole way around until we come back to the beginning where we started. Going through a pearl, picking up 6 of our 15-oh seed beads, skipping the IrisDuo and going through the next pearl. And what that will do, well, it'll lay those 6 15-ohs around the edge of your IrisDuo. Go ahead and do that until we get back to the beginning, and then we'll work on the next step. Once you've finished adding all of your 15-ohs around the edge here, we're going to add an 11-oh. You can see I've already added the 11-oh to these two. And the 11-oh is going to just make these corners a little bit more, a little sharper, so that they have a little bit more structure. We're going to pass through the first 3 15-ohs and pick up 1 11-oh, and then go down through the next 3 15-ohs and through the pearl. And once you do that, you've added that 11-oh that should sit very snugly right between your 2 sets of 15-ohs. So again here, we're going to go up through the first 3 15-ohs on one side of the IrisDuo, pick up an 11-oh, and go down through the other seed beads on the other side of the IrisDuo. And your pearl, it's probably also really easy to just go ahead and push your needle through that as well. And here I'm going to go up again through the first 3 15-ohs. Trying to hold this under the camera for you guys, but also needing my glasses, so it's a bit of a, here we go, a bit of a challenge for me to see that hole. Okay, got it. So now went up through the 3 on one side, picking up 1 11-oh, and down through the other 3 on the other side. And I can also go ahead through that pearl while I'm there. So go ahead and get to this point. No pun intended, because we're adding points. Go ahead and get to this point where you've added 1 11-oh at the tip of all of your IrisDuos, and then we'll move on from there. Next, we're going to embellish the center here a little bit and cover some of the edges of our IrisDuos. So I pass through the pearl, and I'm going to pass through the seed beads here, all of my seed beads going around my IrisDuo. And I'm going to go through my seed beads and stop when I'm coming out between my 15 O's and the next pearl. I'm going to pick up 5 of my 15 O's. And then I'm going to take these 15 O's and I'm going to bring them forward and lay them along the edge of my IrisDuo. Now I'm going to go through, oops. Okay, now I'm going to go get this tail thread out of the way. I'm going to use that bridge thread again. If you watch that other video on the necklace, I use the bridge thread. So I'm going to use this bridge thread again, and I'm going to just go under that thread that goes through my IrisDuos. And that's the thread that's sitting here right below my pearl. And then I'm going to come up through the first 2 15 O's. And as I do that, I've taken my thread here and I've just looped it around that bridge thread, gone through 2 15 O's and coming out the top here. I'm going to pick up 3 15 O's. And then moving to the left here, working to the left of my pearl, I'm going to pass through all those seed beads, the 15 O's, the 111, and the 15 O, until I get to the next pearl. And again, I want to be coming out between my seed beads and the pearl. So coming out through that last seed bead right next to the pearl. So you can see what I've done here is added a little V shape of seed beads, come down one side of my IrisDuo, anchored myself in my bridge thread by just looping that around, went up through those 2 15 O's, added 3 15 O's, and gone through all of those seed beads around my IrisDuo. And what that's going to do is give you a little border here around your IrisDuos. We're working this border in these V-shaped sections here that also sort of border and cup that pearl. So go ahead around here and we're going to finish almost towards the end now. We're going to go ahead and finish the next 4 and we will be very close to finishing at this point. Once we have the border of 15 O's around our IrisDuos, we're going to add a pearl to the center. Coming out of my seed beads over here, I just want to work my way through my seed beads until I come out through the bottom of one of these rows of seed beads here bordering my IrisDuo. So I'm sort of just retracing my footsteps here. So I'm going through the seed beads that are at the top of my IrisDuo and then going back down through the 5 that are bordering my IrisDuo, including those 2 at the very bottom that I shared. I'm going to pick up 2 more 15 O's and pick up one of my pearls. And I'm going to pick up another 15 O here at the bottom of the pearl. And I'm going to go back up only through the pearl. And the pearl should be sitting right at the center of your IrisDuos now, covering that little hole or that gap at the center. Pick up 2 more 15 O's, and then you can go to the right or the left. I'm going to go here to the left, and on the other side of this IrisDuo, I'm going to go up through the 2 seed beads here at the very bottom of that border that I created, and then continue up through the next 3 seed beads and the seed beads that go around my IrisDuo. Just the first 3 here and then the 11-0. So I want to be coming out of the 11-0. So what you should have here is your pearl here in the center, and it will kind of flop around because we only anchored it in 2 locations here. But we're going to come out through that through that 11-0 at the top of the IrisDuo here, where we connected our pearl. So as we add our wire guard and our earring up here, the pearl will hang down, so it shouldn't be flopping around. So once you get to this point, all you need to do now is add a wire guard or however you want to add your earring. I have a nice little kit here with me. So I'm going to grab the silver just because I like doing the mixed metals. And it also kind of go with the mixed metals of the necklace here that we were trying to make these earrings to wear with. So coming out of the 11-0 here, I'm going to pick up my wire guard and go through the wire guard. So I want to go through to the other side here and let my thread kind of fall in that U shape. Go back through the 11-0 and do this a couple times. We've got lots of videos showing how to make earrings and how to attach wire guard. So if you need a refresher, if you haven't done this before, you can check out some other earring videos. But these are pretty easy to attach. So now that I've got that on there, all I'm going to do is tie off my thread. So if I can, I'd like to tie it to the thread that I started with. If not, if that's too far away, if I don't have enough thread, then I will just tie it off someplace else. But I always prefer to tie off the 2 ends together if I can. So my end is over here. I think I can easily get my thread close enough to tie it together on the back here where my knot's not going to be really visible. You want to do overhand knot and then another overhand knot just to get a nice tight knot. And then if you want to, you can take these ends, put the thread back on or put the needle back on them, and you can kind of weave them through the project if you want. But I think I have a knot here big enough that I should be able to just burn these ends down. And with this being on the back of my project, it's not going to be visible, so I'm not too worried about it. So now I've got my little hook on here, or I have my wire guard for my hook. I'm going to attach my earring. And to attach my earring, all I need to do is use a pair of pliers. And I'm going to open these ear wires, slide that earring on, and I've got an earring ready to wear.